I'm Andy Abbott. I'm spokesperson for the Defend Our A&Es campaign, which is a non-party political peaceful campaigning organisation which has been set up to oppose the downgrading of Broomfield Hospital Accident Emergency Department. The implications for Chelmsford and the Mid-Essex surrounding area is that if the Accident Emergency Department here at Broomfield is downgraded, emergency cases and ambulance cases will be going all the very long journey to Basildon. Now this could be life-threatening, particularly in the case of a cardiac arrest. For instance, at our recent protest march and demonstration, we were addressed by Mansell Wallace, who's the former chairman of Chelmsford City Football Club. He suffered 2 cardiac arrests 11 years ago.
Well, my name is Mansell Wallace. I live in Roxwell, which is west of Chelmsford, and I'm very keen to see Broomfield kept open. I owe my life to Broomfield Hospital. I had a heart attack 11 years ago and got myself to the doctor's surgery. Tests were done, an ECG, and they found that I was in the middle of a heart attack, so paramedics were called, ambulance, etc. And I had about half an hour in the surgery while they stabilised me. But I didn't know I had a clot on my lung. I was actually starting another heart attack. They got me to Broomfield Hospital very quickly, and the crash team were waiting there, and they spent about almost an hour stabilising me. And then tests were done, and they said they needed to get, obviously, surgery done as soon as possible. And the next day I was transferred to the London Independent, which was the only bed and surgeon available. And I had a quadruple bypass done the following day when the clot was removed. But if I hadn't have been able to get to Broomfield Hospital within minutes of leaving the surgery, I would not be here to have this interview now. The time it would take to get through Billericay High Street would probably be somewhere in the region of about 3/4 of an hour at 9 o'clock in the morning, which was when I was at the doctor's surgery. Going from Writtle to Broomfield was straight round the back roads, and we were there within about 6 or 7 minutes. It's as simple as that. We wouldn't even have got to Billericay within 6 or 7 minutes, and I would be dead. Well, it's rather farcical that Chelmsford has now got city status, and they're taking away the A&E facilities, the major A&E facilities, and putting them to somewhere which is south of the Mid-Essex. The whole purpose of Chelmsford being the Mid-Essex is we're easy accessible from all areas within Essex when necessary. It is only a few minutes drive in every direction to come to Broomfield Hospital. If you start moving it down to Basildon, you're creating all manner of problems of getting through traffic in various towns. The real problem is not the facilities at Basildon, which will probably be excellent. The problem is getting to those facilities. How many fatalities will there be within the county because people cannot get to an A&E in time because of the traffic build-ups around Basildon?
Each Saturday lunchtime we meet in Chelmsford High Street and collect signatures for our petition in the middle of the High Street. We normally get something like 500 or 600 signatures of people signing in about an hour and a half every Saturday that we're there, which really does show that the people of Chelmsford and the Mid-Essex area are totally opposed to any downgrading of Broomfield Accident and Emergency Department. This is all happening as part of the government's big cuts plan to the NHS. It's a nationwide project. It's all part of what's called the Sustainability and Transformation Programme. But really it's a programme to deliver a massive £22 billion worth of cuts to the NHS. In response to government cuts, local health bosses intend to downgrade our A&E at Broomfield so it becomes a minor trauma unit only. In an emergency, we should not be going all the way to Basildon. Because in an emergency, the extra journey time to Basildon will put our lives at risk. Sign the petition here, please. Say no to the downgrading of Broomfield A&E. As we can see over here, there are houses being built right outside the hospital here. Bewley Park, just up the way, is going to be 3,600 new houses. Chelmsford is also, of course, it's Britain's newest city. We need a proper accident and emergency department here in Chelmsford. It's over 20 miles between Chelmsford and Basildon. The journey time can be anything from sort of 20, 25 minutes to perhaps much longer. When Essex's congested roads are very busy, it could take an ambulance an awful long time to get through all that traffic.
Right, well, I live on the Tolkien estate off of the main Gallywood Road, which is the opposite side of town to Broomfield Hospital. So we either go through town or round town. But in light traffic, I can do it in 10 to 15 minutes. In rush hour, when traffic gets heavy, about 25 to 30 minutes. There was things about my wife, Diane, that I didn't know what was going on. I thought it was imagination. But I kept looking at it, and in the end I said, look, we really need to go around and speak to the doctor. Followed a lot of tests, and she was diagnosed as having dementia in 2011. Yeah, there was one incident where the care home phoned me and said that she'd had a fall, and I got over there as quick as I could, went in. The ambulance crew were there looking at her, and she was all twisted, on her legs are all twisted up. It took 10 minutes from the care home down to Broomfield, and she was seen, and that was a great outcome. I would hate for her to have had to have gone to Basildon, because it would have taken so much longer. And if there is a break in the limb, the last thing you want to be is in a vehicle with it being bounced around. I know it's an ambulance and they do the best they can, but it can still be a bit of a rough ride. Getting to Basildon, even for an ambulance with the blue lights and all the rest of it, traffic moves out of the way, but it slows them down from a good speed to crawling through the traffic, and sometimes they just stop, sound the hooter, and have to wait until the drivers can get the vehicle out of the way. The delay is going to be much longer than getting to Broomfield from people in other places in Chelmsford.
What we're asking people to do is, when the consultation period opens, we don't know exactly when this will be, but it will be in the next few months, is we urge all people, all local people, to get involved with their consultation. We'll be honest, we're a bit sceptical whether the decision has already been made. A lot of these consultation periods are often no more than a rubber stamping process. However, it is important to show to the success regime that people are firmly opposed, and that's why we would urge people to get involved in that. We also want people to sign our online petition. If they search 38 Degrees, Defend Our A&E Broomfield, they will find our online petition, which has already been signed by 18,000 people. Also to come by and see us in the high street. When we're there on a Saturday lunchtime, come by and sign our paper petition, because it is a separate petition, and we ask people to sign that as well. Other things people can do, please put pressure on their local councillors, Chelmsford City councillors, Essex County councillors, write to their local members of Parliament, and also to put letters into their local newspapers. This is also a very important way of keeping the issue alive within the media, and this will help us with our campaign. To help our campaign, we urge everybody to please follow us on Facebook. That's Defend Our AE campaign. Also sign our online petition at 38 Degrees. Please search for 38 Degrees, Defend Our A&E Broomfield. And finally, please can they also come and see us in the high street when we're there on a Saturday lunchtime. Come along and sign our petition, and please get involved in our campaign. We need everybody involved in our campaign, and if we get a momentum of people here in Chelmsford involved, we will be able to successfully defend our A&E and prevent it from being downgraded.